Next, coming to the stage, very funny guy. I met him just yesterday, Desai.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm a big reader. I like to read. And I definitely believe in the old adage that you should not judge a book by its cover. But I do think you should judge a book by the photo of the author on the book jacket. Yeah. Because there is no way I'm going to read a book that's written by some uggo. Know what I'm saying? You got to be at least an 8 to get on my bookshelf. I don't understand why we're putting headshots of authors on our books. I find that very amazing and pretty much summarizes everything stupid about society. I have had to get headshots taken as being in the entertainment business, and I've done once for commercials, you know, where they put on a doctor's coat or that type of thing. And I am excited. I'm putting out a new book. It's a collection of short stories set in the Afghan war, and I've got the perfect headshot picked out. It's going to be of me in a construction helmet holding a toolbox. Can't wait. It's going to be perfect. Glad I got those headshots. I don't really watch a lot of action movies anymore. I'm tired of action movies. I feel like they always have the same plot. They're always about a group of notorious bad guys who have been very successful at being bad guys for a long time. But this time, they mess with the wrong guy, you know? This time, they mess with the wrong guy because it turns out to be like Liam Neeson, and he knows martial arts and how to track down people and all that stuff. And I like to see an original action movie. I like to see one where they mess with the right guy, you know? Or it's like, send us $1 million, you'll never see your daughter again. Okay, would a money order work? Yes, we'll take money order, yes. And then it's just 90 minutes of Liam Neeson getting a money order. That's a movie I've never seen. I would love to see that movie. You know, have you guys ever got a money order? It sucks. I would rather try to beat up 5 guys at once than have to get a money order. You know? Some serious twists and turns. Is he going to bring 2 IDs? What's the line going to be like at Wells Fargo? You know, you don't know what's going to happen. I have a lot of friends who tell me they have days or like an episode of Seinfeld. Maybe you've heard that. And I think it must be a lot less interesting than my friends, because I've only ever had days. They're like an episode of Reba. You guys know the TV program Reba? Stars country musician and bona fide comedy superstar Reba McEntire. And I never really watched Reba, I'll be honest. But I do have Time Warner Cable. Graham was talking about Time Warner. I have Time Warner Cable. And, you know, I love to read Reba episode summaries on my Time Warner Cable guide. If you have Time Warner, you got to do this. You got to hit the info button to look at what they're writing about these episode summaries, because the person in charge of writing these episode summaries does not care and has no supervision. And my favorite Reba episode summary of all time, all it said was, Reba cooks too much pasta. That was it. I did not elaborate on how Reba got herself into that one. And a couple weeks later, I was making some spaghetti. I couldn't finish it all, and I was like, yo, this is just like an episode of Reba. You know, episode 401, where she cooked too much pasta. Every time a comedian dies, you know, people always say the same thing. They're always like, oh, you know, she's up there in heaven making God laugh, or he's up there killing it in God's comedy club. And down to me, I'm obviously a comedian, and I could get hit by a bus tomorrow, and I could be showcasing for God on Friday night. I'm starting to get nervous about this gig. I mean, you know, this is not your typical audience. This is God, you know. First of all, you could end up following like Richard Pryor, you know, which is bad enough. And God has literally seen and heard everything. You know, you got to bring some curveballs up to God's comedy club. You got to do some stuff God's never heard of. And worst of all, God's comedy club is going to have all of God's creatures in it. You know what I mean? you'd have a table of squids, a stegosaurus, and Eleanor Roosevelt. You got to make them all laugh at the same material. I don't know if you guys know this, but squids don't watch Reba. They've never seen it. They've never heard of it. So anyway, I think I'm getting ready for a lifetime spent in God's temp agency. Speaking of God, every time something bad happens to me, I always try to figure out what's God's plan behind it, you know? Why am I enduring this suffering, you know? And I can always usually come up with some sort of answer, except for one thing. I have been hit in the nuts a lot in my life. And I just don't understand for the longest time, I was like, what is God doing making me get the nuts so often? You know, it's painful, it's humiliating, I don't learn anything from it, you know? But I'm happy to say, I finally realized what God's been up to with all these nut shots I've been taking. Because the other week I was crossing the street, and this delivery truck almost hit me, and I thought I was going to die. And it's true what they say, you know, your life flashes right before your eyes when you think you're going to die. And at the very end of this flash of my life, there was a hilarious blooper reel of all these nut shots I've been taking over the years. Yeah? Turns out God knew exactly what he was doing, set me up for some laughs on my way out. All right, thank you very much.